So good morning. My name is Yvonne Blanco. I'm a broker manager here at Insurance Advisors Direct. First, I want to say thank you to everybody for taking this time to learn a little bit about how to apply for extra help. Now, I wanted to go ahead and just clarify some things and then also make it very simple. We're just going to go through some screenshots of how you get on Medicare.gov. It's changed from last year. I don't know if a lot of the brokers are going on Medicare.gov, but this is a really important tool for individuals that don't qualify for full Medicaid benefits. So we're just going to go through, kind of keep it simple. As you know, a dual SNP plan is structured just like a regular MAPD. The only difference are the income levels. So keeping that in mind, we're going to go ahead and take it step by step. So some of you are seasoned brokers and probably you'll look at this and say, oh, I know this stuff. But some are brand new. And so I just wanted to kind of go ahead and make sure that we do this, from the beginning, and also just like a recap for brokers that have already worked on this. Of course, I wanted to go ahead and say that through this, if you can, type in your questions in the chat box so we can go ahead and have, this discussion of some of the questions that have been coming in. And so I just got a little question that I want to go ahead and make sure that it's working. So that's good. And also, if you guys do have questions afterwards, please reach out. Here's my contact information. And, I will research. If I don't have the answer, I will find it out. We have tons of job aids. I've been doing this for about 12 years. So anything that you guys can, share with me or have struggles with or don't know where to go, please reach out to us. That's what I'm here for. Okay. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. Now, LIS and extra help, I know in some of the carriers, they tell you that they're different, but literally it's also known, or LIS, which is low income subsidy, is a federal subsidy program. And that helps low income Medicare eligible consumers basically save money on their prescription costs, including their monthly premium, their annual deductible, and the co-payments and co-insurance. And it's also known as extra help by the Social Security Administration. So just want to make sure about that. All right, so when you're determining your client, first of all, when you're going to go talk to somebody, this is the basic information you're going to need right at the beginning to find out, are they going to be an MAPD regular, or are they going to go into a dual SNP plan? So you definitely want to ask their name, obviously, all of the stuff that we ask for all of our appointments, date of birth, address, when their effective dates for Part A and Part B were or are, Medicare number if they have one, or their Medicaid number if they have one, if they have present coverage, and also their monthly and yearly income. Now, I do get a lot of questions, which is why I chose to do this webinar on, okay, Yvonne, while they were under 65, they had Medicaid, does that transfer over? How do we know this, right? One important part is you're going to get some people that are going to say, I don't want to enroll for Part B because it's going to be taken out of my Social Security. If they're on Medicaid, they can lose it if they do not enroll for Part B. So when they're 65, they have to enroll for Part A and Part B. Of course, there's going to be some other factors that might determine if that's good for them or not. But in general, you want them to go ahead and enroll for Part A and Part B. That Medicaid usually switches over. They'll get assigned another caseworker. And again, calling the caseworkers, it's so challenging. They won't get a call back. People will be delayed in their benefits. So this is another way of making sure people can apply without going over to the Secretary of State or calling people or mailing forms, okay? These are your income levels for Medicaid. Now, if they're going to be over these levels, right? So maybe they're making $1,200 and there are a single person. So here the monthly income for 2021 through 2022. Now the new levels usually come in around February, March, sometimes April, but usually around February, March, we'll get the new levels. So this will be going through for AEP. So if they're above that level, if I'm an individual person and I'm making $1,100, guess what? I'm a little bit over Medicaid. Well, does it mean that I qualify for those federal levels? I don't know. We're not caseworkers. So what we can do is we can help people to go ahead and apply. The worst they can get is what? The answer, no. So how do you apply? Well, you can apply various ways. Obviously online. You can call Social Security and they can do that over the phone. You can call Michigan State or Michigan Bridges, as we know, for that. You can also apply through there. And I'm going to show you the paper app that I have that I know is still accepted. It is an old one, but we'll go ahead and show you. This is the paper app through Michigan Bridges that individuals can use. So this is the application, and I do have this in a PDF form where brokers, if you'd like, you can go ahead and contact me. I can send you the PDF. You can print one out. It is about, I think, 16 pages, but it has great links in there, and it tells you how do you apply faster. Well, there you go, Michigan.gov, right? If you can see that on this apply faster online, right? And that's where we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. So obviously, this is the paper app. Kind of looks a little bit like this. I don't know if you can, gotta get me out of the way so you can see. So there you go. If it's, obviously some of the people might have a struggle of writing all of this information down. But again, there's 16 pages. I just put the first 2 pages to kind of give you guys an idea. If you have seen this form, it's really self-explanatory on what they have to fill out. Now, Medicare.gov is a little bit different from last year on how it looks and where you go to do that extra help application. You can go ahead and do it with your member. They would create a login and user password. You can do that over the phone with them, you know, by sharing screens, or you could do it at your appointment. So this is the link that you go to, which is obviously Medicare.gov. And once you go in there, you're going to log in with their information because it'll store it in their account. You're going to click on Medicare costs, which is down here, get Medicare costs. And this is the next screen that'll pop up. You're going to apply, get help paying costs. You're going to click on that. And then this will pop up. Now, each of these links on your right-hand side where it says Medicaid, Medicare Savings Program, PACE, all of those, when you click on those links, it gives you great information. When you get a chance, if you want to go ahead and click on those for those information, you can. You don't really need it. Again, we're not caseworkers. We're just trying to give this as a resource for your members. Because remember, if you actually help them to acquire information and to get that LIS, that extra help, they are going to more than likely be a member for life. You know, it's when do seniors get a raise of $148 if they actually get approved and they are being helped with that Part B premium. I do want to clarify that I did in a previous webinar, I said usually that when you are on Medicaid, your Part B will be taken care of. Now, remember there's different levels for Medicaid and there's different levels for extra help. You could get 100%, 75%, 50%, or 25%. The carriers determine what that level's benefits are. So hopefully that kind of clarifies it, but please type in a question if that popped up some kind of question as I'm talking about this for you guys, please go ahead and let me know. So once you click on that lower prescriptions cost, next screen, when you scroll down, you're going to actually have to scroll down, and I kind of blew this up a little bit. So you're going to look for apply for extra help. This is where you're going to go ahead and click. Not the Medicare savings program. Some of the brokers were clicking on that, and so don't click on that. You want to click on apply for extra help. The next screen is literally going to kick you into Social Security in this realm. Actually, you're still going to be on Medicare.gov, but it's going to kick you into this application. On the very bottom, apply now. Once you do that, it's going to ask you to get all this information: their Social Security card, their bank statements, tax returns, payroll slips. More than likely, individuals, if they do have that, that's great. If they don't, you can estimate on the application. Later on, their caseworker or whoever is dealing with their information, if they need more documents, they'll request that. And then we'll get into that in a couple more slides. So you click on next. And here is where you start the actual application process. So I went ahead and filled in, all of these are empty, but I went ahead and filled in, you know, is someone assisting you with this application? You can click yes. If, you know, it's not going to ask you for your information if you click yes. Do you and your spouse get an application in the mail from us? No, more than likely they did not. Are your spouse and you living together? Do you have Medicare? More than likely, yes. Are you 64 years and 9 months old or older? Probably yes. So we're going to go ahead and click on those. Pick your state. If they're living together or living separately, we don't know, but you know, you're going to go ahead and click on that. I just put not sure. When they ask about, do you have a combined savings, investments, or real estate, they more than likely it's going to be no, and then you just click on that, and then you go ahead and you click on your next button. So again, apply now. Move me again here. All right. So now here's the second screen for that application. Now you're going to start filling in their information, their name, their address, their phone number, all of this. If there is a person that's helping you, you can go ahead and put your name if you're comfortable. If not, you can just leave it blank. And when it asks for someone helping you, you can say no. You know, for the most part, when you go ahead and click on that, I usually say no because I'm right there with them, just reading it to them. And then, of course, don't forget to print out the application. I do want to point out on the very top, see up here where it says right underneath, it'll say complete application. So, and then it'll say review, submit, and print receipt. So it'll actually it'll prompt you to print that. If you don't want to print it, you can download it and then send it to your beneficiary later. This is where your information that you're putting into this application is going to be shared with the Medicare Savings Program. This is important. Do not click that box. Excuse me. That is where all this information you're putting in this application is going to be sent to the Medicare Savings Program, which literally is sharing that information with the state. That is basically going to determine if they're going to look at their income and see if they qualify for that Part B help, and also for Medicaid. Sometimes people are like, oh, I don't qualify for Medicaid. They fill this out and they go, oh my gosh, Yvonne, I actually, you know, they might be a Slim B, a Slim B plus, they might be a different level. They might not be a full Medicaid, but they do have that information that you enter in here that's going to be shared with the state. So that is really important. It's such a lifesaver for people that might not have transportation. It's going to be shared with Michigan Bridges. They don't have to go to the Secretary of State. I mean, it's just all around a great help to individuals that need it. Okay, so like I said, short and sweet. That is basically, again, where you're going to go to do this online application for individuals. It's not anything that is extensive. It's not, you don't want to be their caseworker. And again, anyone who qualifies for that Medicare Savings Program is automatically enrolled in the LIS program, which is also called Extra Help. That LIS, Low Income Subsidy Program. Now, this helps qualifying individuals pay for their Part D prescription drugs. So depending on the level of the extra help that you receive, those annual prescription deductibles, whether it's $0 or up to $92 for 2021, they get help with that. They get assistance with their 30 and 90-day supply from the retail network pharmacy for generic drugs. There's certain costs. So some of them are $0, some of them are $1.30. And then of course, all your other drugs are a zero copay or $4. I think it's important to also remember to tell your members that when they do qualify for LIS, and some of these carriers have a cost, they'll say it's $23 for the premium, and the carriers, as we know, will say that cost is going to be deducted or it will go away if they are 100% LIS, right? When that happens, they also, when the LIS is given to them and they don't have that cost, regularly speaking, the carriers will funnel this automatic letter to your members that'll say your premium cost is $26, we'll say. Oh no, this member was like, no, this broker told me it was going to be $0 and now I'm paying this. I want to off the plan. So at the time that you're signing them, I would encourage you to tell your members, you're going to receive an automatic letter from the carriers. This is just protocol. This is what they have to do for CMS, telling you that there's going to be a premium. If you know that your member is 100% LIS and they're not going to pay that premium, you can say, just when you get that letter, call me, because you're going to get a second letter saying you have been approved for the information for LIS, because remember, the carrier has to send that information to CMS. CMS will then let them know that they are on that extra help or LIS program, and now their premium is $0. But that communication takes time. And of course, an official letter that gets to your beneficiary telling them that they now have to pay when you told them that it was $0 can cause some conflict. So just, make them aware. I think the more we can tell and can share with the brokers or with the member, what to expect is very helpful, and you can keep a member that way. Again, let's see if we have any questions coming in. So I have a question from Dan. Hi, Dan. It says, can you discuss how DSNP members can get disenrolled from the plan that we signed them up for the state through the Medicare Michigan Enrolls program, and how we can assist our clients and how to stop that from happening? Okay, so excuse me. That's going to be your MMP, right? Those are your automatic enrollees. I do have a script and a phone number that you have to call Michigan Bridges. There's 2 keywords you have to use. I don't know if they're just the magic words like abracadabra, but you have to tell them that you are disenrolling and you're opting out. And I do have that script, so anyone that wants it, please just in the comments or in the chats, say, please send me, and I will go ahead and make sure that I'll write your name down and send you that script. It's you're gonna have to be on the line with that member. So definitely, I will go ahead and do that, and you can make that call with them, and they can go ahead and, say, that script, which is why I have it in a script form, so you can go ahead and give that to the member. The other thing I wanted to point out is this presentation, I can actually have it in a PDF, so we can go ahead and give it to you. And so when you go to the member, they can actually look at it. Because I will say the last couple of times that I was with a broker in order to help them apply on extra help, they actually, you know, the member gets overwhelmed. No, I don't have an hour. How long is this going to take? Is it going to take it 2 hours? It usually takes less than an hour, depending on, you know, if they have extensive paperwork about their income or anything of that nature. But usually I'd say about an hour. But people will get very nervous and overwhelmed. So if I went ahead and gave you that PDF, then you can go ahead and give them that paper of the screenshots, which is why I kind of did these slides like this. So hi, Marshall. Yes, let me show, Marshall wanted to see where that link is that you go to. So there's that link up here where you get started. And again, this I have in a PDF form. I want to give a shout out to Lynette. She is our graphic design professional here. She's the one that made these fabulous slides, kind of jazzed it up for us, because in this field, you know, it can be pretty daunting of all the information we have to funnel through and read. So I want to just say thank you so much to Lynette for making these such fun slides. And again, I have this in a PDF form. You can share it with your member just so they can kind of follow along while you're on the computer. If that might help, if you need that, please let me know. So I hope, did I answer everyone's questions? Let me see if there's any more. Yeah, Dan, so you can make the call for them, but with them. So as long as it's like on a three-way call. So yeah, if you disenroll, says, so here's another question on how to stop LIS disenrollment through telesales. Yes, incidentally, I have had a few brokers that have told me there's people from the carriers or these, you know, dial centers that are enrolling individuals, and they'll tell them that they can get them on a 0 prescription plan, and are they interested in that? And as soon as that person says yes, they go ahead and they kick them off. Obviously, you want anyone that's on LIS, anyone that's on Medicaid. I would say now is the perfect time. You know, right now in the beginning of August, you want to go ahead the first 2 weeks of August, send a letter to all of these people. And just basically, if you need help with a draft letter, I can help you with that. But you want to definitely have some kind of letter that you put towards these people and just letting them know. If you get something in the mail, if you get a phone call from the state, please reach out to me and let me know. You know, so that way you can explain some of these things are not even legit. They're just people really picking up their marketing game and making it look official, right? So yes, I will share this script. Thank you very much. And let's see, I have a question. They put my person on a premium paying plan. Wow. And they were LIS, is that right, Cynthia? And I'm correct. They make it sound like they are from the carrier and are trying to save them money on their scripts. Very much so. It's, you know, it's that whole saying, you don't know what you don't know. And they will give this false information to someone. So obviously it's hard because these people that you're signing them are very leery. They're touching Social Security. They're on Medicare.gov. It's very overwhelming. And, you know, if you think of their health, if they have bad health and they're doing that, it is just very daunting and it's overwhelming. So that's where we come in. Yes, it was LIS. Wow. Well, Cynthia, love to talk to you about any of these things, and maybe we can I'm really big into setting up, kind of pre-work to prevent situations from coming, and then we have to like clean up. So definitely any kinds of challenges, if this is an ongoing thing, let's think of a way that we can go ahead and catch it before you have cleanup. And then I have another question. Are they required to have a phone number or address? Now, are you saying on the application? Yes. Some of them, the address, if they're living like with a family member, you can put that down. If they have a phone number, if they have a message phone, that would probably somebody somewhere, they have like the neighbor. And, that's a great question, because when you're dealing with individuals that are on Medicaid, sometimes they don't have a phone, and they might have a neighbor or a family member you can leave a message to, and you can put that in. I wouldn't even offer your phone, because now you're going into Caseworkerville and you don't want to be a caseworker. You want to just be that person that's going to navigate them straight to this resource. That's basically what we're doing. We're just funneling them to a resource, and then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we get them on that coverage that gives them those benefits that are needed. I will remind you that, again, a dual SNP is structured just like an MAPD, right? So you have the summary of benefits looks a lot alike. The difference, again, when you first talk to someone, is what is their income level, and then that will determine what lane you're going to go. Are you going to go into the dual SNP lane, or are you going to stay in that MAPD lane? So once you go into that dual SNP lane, now there's steps that go into that. I think that's one of the reasons why I like working in this field is MAPDs, dual SNPs, they all they have like structured lanes, and you go through the steps the same repetition for us, right? And I think that's another reason why I wanted to do these slides. It's all about repetition. Once we do it, 10 to 10 members, we now know it like the back of our hands. Again, I think it's important to stress that a lot of these seniors, they don't have somewhere to ask. There's no classrooms they can learn this. You could make this into say a Medicare 101 when you're discussing, if you want to go ahead and educate people on the different parts of the A through D of Medicare. Maybe you could go ahead and introduce, hey, this is how you create an account on Medicare.gov, and let's go ahead and go through the steps. Create a username and password. Seniors don't have. Where are they going to go? That's where we come in. That's the value of a broker, and hopefully the value that you see that IAD brings on letting you know how to get to these. And yeah, so I think I've touched all of the questions. I will go ahead and everybody that signed in will get a nice email at the email that I sent out, right? So you will get, thank you, Lynette. So you will get an email with some handouts of today's sessions. If you do want the application, please let me know. That's a paper app for Michigan Bridges. Okay, that's separate from this one. I would say, if you really know that that individual is making $900 a month, please give them that paper app. They can mail it in. But again, you can go through this site, even if it's that, and then remember, don't click that box, and that information will be given to the Medicare Savings Program, and that will actually be like the first domino effect of setting them up for Medicaid. So it's a great tool. It's a great help. I can't thank you all enough for taking the time and learning about this, the amount of help that we can do in just these steps. You're changing not just, the income levels of a senior, but also the quality of life. So just kind of keep that in mind, and hope you all have a great weekend. And thank you so much again for attending my webinar. And again, I want to put my information up here just so, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and put my contact information up there. Of course, I can provide all Medicare product contracts nationwide. I am the DSNP specialist, not just in Michigan, but in all of our states. So if you have a question in another state about a dual, please let me know. I will go ahead and get that research for you and give that information back. You can always call me for any kind of products and marketing. Love to go ahead and bounce back ideas with everyone, and have a safe weekend. And thanks again. Take care.